Well, I thank you, Amanda, and thank you, everybody that's dialed in for this Leadership Collier Foundation celebration. I'd like to welcome you today, and thanks for joining us as we all come together to celebrate the Leadership Collier Foundation. As Amanda's just indicated, I'm Garrett Richter, and I serve as the chairman for the Greater Naples Chamber. I'm a proud Leadership Collier graduate, class of 1993, and past class chair of Leadership Collier in 1997. In 1996, I was vice chair to the chairman was our now current Senator Kathleen Pasadomo, and she was just a terrific partner in the Leadership Collier program. Today, we're going to take a moment to recognize the growing body of work of the Chamber's Foundation in both leadership and mentorship and talent development, which has a great impact on our community. Many of you are here because you're engaged in our work, or in the past you've supported the mission. And we're excited to share with you the successes that we've had, despite the many challenges these last 12 months have brought for everybody. These are challenges that the whole world has stepped up to face. And I'm proud to say that we in Collier County have really overcome them tremendously, and it's not slowed us down a bit, thanks to Amanda and the team of Leadership Collier and all the Chamber folks. These challenges have not slowed us down. Our work wouldn't be possible without the support of the Leadership League investors, specifically by name, that's Hallstatt and Arthrex, Jan and Kim Cantor, and Carl and Alice Sheffield. We also have grant partners, and those partners are the Naples Children and Education Foundation, the Richard M. Scholl's Family Foundation, Farm City Barbecue, which we missed this past year and missed it seriously. That's just a terrific event, along with the Sunshine Ace Big Green Egg Fest, which I think we also missed. We also have support from our Leadership Collier Foundation alumni dues members and the newest Leadership Collier Foundation lifetime members. And then there's countless businesses and education partners that all combine and put their efforts together to make this program successful. Before we begin the official program, I'd like to start with some words from those of the Leadership Foundation that has had great impact. And I believe, Amanda, we have a video that you're going to queue up now. Thank you all for joining us.
Growing up, my mom always told me to seize every opportunity I can to learn, and it definitely was a life-changing experience just to be even affiliated with something like this.
It wasn't even something I knew I was missing. And so when I came here and I had this opportunity, it was kind of like a light bulb went off in my head that, this is my chance to really understand what it is to be part of a community.
The first day we did education, and then our second day we learned about human services. And from that point, I knew I took my passion, which was education and children and youth, and took that to a whole nother level.
The Leadership Collier Foundation takes raw and emerging talent and crafts these talented people into great leaders for our community. And we need those kinds of people to fulfill the mission of the Chamber, to create a robust, strong economy with economic opportunity for all.
That's a great video. Really appreciate being able to see that. And welcome to everyone. Great to be able to have this celebratory video and opportunity to virtually meet and gather together. I'm Michael Dalby. I'm the President and CEO of the Chamber and of the Leadership Collier Foundation. And it's just great to see everybody. This is a program that means so much to the Chamber of Commerce. The Greater Naples Chamber, our mission is to promote economic opportunity for all people, to create that environment so economic opportunity can happen in our community. The Chamber's been around for over 70 years. We have over 1,100 members, and our job is really to give voice to the economy of the region. We know that if we want to have a great community, it needs to have a great economy. And that great economy is really built around the talented individuals and engaged individuals, and all the work of our Leadership Collier programming across the board really enhances and supports the Chamber's mission. So the foundation, Leadership Collier Foundation, is actually the Chamber's 501c3 arm. And it specifically focuses in on developing community leaders that come from our employed individuals. So if you think about our workforce, our business leaders, those are the individuals we're trying to give them that kind of opportunity to become informed about community issues, know how to become engaged on those issues, and really give them an opportunity to make a difference here within Naples and Collier County. So the Chamber, the way we do this work is certainly by connecting our businesses with other businesses, with business leaders, with resources that we have that can help those businesses thrive. And then we also have an arm that deals with advocacy or government relations or lobbying work on behalf of business and the economy so that the business voice is heard by our elected officials. And then that kind of feeds into the concept of leadership, being able to help individuals have the experiences to learn and to grow and to be able to engage in the dialogue in our community. And we've got a great lineup of programs. We start with Leadership Collier. And just as Garrett mentioned, we have some tremendous Leadership Collier graduates that are in positions of influence within our community. So Garrett mentioned himself and Senator Pasadomo, Sheriff Rambosk, Cam Patton, our school superintendent, Michael Wynn with Sunshine Ace Hardware, Dan Lavender with Moorings Park, Chief Spell, Chief Tabitha Butcher, who's over the EMS program, but all those people, Leo Oakes, our retiring county manager, all these individuals are Leadership Collier graduates. And I think that's a real feather in the cap of the program to show those individuals and what they've done and are doing within our community. We also have the very successful Associate Leadership Collier program, which used to be known as GAIN, Growing Associates in Naples, but Associate Leadership Collier is really that young professional component of our programming. And then we've got Youth Leadership Collier, just a great program for students between their junior and senior year of high school to give them, again, that opportunity to learn more about the community. One of the challenges and one of the opportunities that we saw through Youth Leadership Collier was being able to reach out and have connectivity with more students than just the ones who are going through Youth Leadership Collier. And so in 2017, we came up with the idea of working more on what we would call work-based learning, or trying to connect students with employers and employment and careers that are here in Collier County. So oftentimes students aren't really aware of our economy or aren't aware of all the businesses and career opportunities that are here. And the work-based learning program is really a way to focus in the efforts on how to connect, use the knowledge that we have of businesses and connect that with our students. And so far to date, we've been able to connect thousands of students to employed individuals that help them to know better about their jobs, know their careers, know those career opportunities, know how to the classes that they should be taking to set themselves up to have great careers, and know that their career opportunities here within Collier County. So whether they go off to college or school someplace else, know that they can come back here and be a part of our economy. And that's what we want. Is the whole concept here is to build talent and a talent pipeline for our community. So all those elements of the Leadership Collier Foundation, we're really grateful to be able to work through and have through the Chamber of Commerce and all of our 1,100 members and beyond to be able to make those connections. So I'll stop there, and then I'll transition over to Amanda and to Alex Bro. Amanda is Senior Director of our Leadership Programs. Alex is the Director of our Work-Based Learning Programs, and let them go into a little more detail on both of those sides. So, ladies.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michael. And thanks to all of you. I'm thrilled to be here today to celebrate the Foundation's success and impact with all of you today. Our Leadership Collier programs have had a long and successful history of community leadership development through informing and engaging to be the difference. For 32 years, we've cultivated a leadership network that's certainly shaped Collier County for the better. And as Michael noted, our alumni can be found in several of our highest and most critical leadership roles, responding to our calls to action like no other. Because now they're a part of this informed and engaged network, they can work together and with us to address our community's most challenging needs, from housing or talent to the environment or healthcare. It's really amazing to me when you think about the power this network of leadership has in being the change makers that we need for a stronger Collier County. And as we wrap up our 2020 fiscal year last May, we were able to successfully educate and cultivate an additional 117 local leaders, from youth to young professionals to senior executives. And after serving all of those graduates last year, 94% of them felt inspired to take on additional community leadership roles to build a stronger Collier. And if there were ever a year where community leadership was needed, this was it. Like so many, 2020 also came with many challenges. We questioned how we would be able to continue our mission with our ability to provide experiential learning when it was put to a sudden halt. But I'm proud to share that it was not more than 2 weeks post the stay-at-home order that the Leadership Collier Foundation was able to shift to virtual education to assure that our community leaders were informed and engaged on weekly topics focusing on healthcare, education, first response, mental health, government, and more. Leadership virtual education programming continued through the fall until we began our first in-person and safely managed education sessions for class members and alumni, beginning with Youth Leadership Collier in October. Through a variety of creative solutions, from outdoor concepts to postponing sessions, and only because of our incredible, strong network of community partnerships with all of you, we have continued on with 100% of our leadership and alumni programming to assure the foundation of our foundation, leadership, is stronger than ever. So I'd like to share just a few comments from some of our current class members from this year. Christelle, a current Youth Leadership Collier participant and a senior at Lely High School, wrote, the many people behind these events and sessions are honestly life-changing. Those many people are the adult graduates of our Leadership Collier programs. Thank you. Lisa Kahn-Allen, who's with us today speaking, wrote a blog recently. She's a current member of the Leadership Collier class, and she wrote, for me, it was easy to fall into a daily grind. On every level, this leadership program has changed my life. I'm filled with gratitude and a desire to be more involved at home, right here where I live. So thank you. But we didn't just continue our mission, we strengthened it. In June of 2020, we developed the Leadership Collier Foundation's first ever 3-year strategic plan in partnership with the LCF Board of Advisors to provide a clear vision and structure for our future success. We created a new alumni committee focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion to assure that we are best addressing those needs on this topic right here with our own body of work. We incorporated a new community leadership project for Youth Leadership Collier in partnership with the Collier County Community Foundation, in which the Youth Leadership Collier class was able to make a difference by deploying a $10,000 grant to missions they felt passionate about, including housing and talent development. We're also working on future educational programming to educate and engage hundreds more business professionals and employers on community leadership opportunities. So we're very excited about that. And finally, we strengthened our efforts on matching needs as we work to formally connect alumni to needs within the community, from mentoring students to board and advisory positions. So at this time, I would like to hand it over to our Director of Work-Based Learning, Alex Bro, to speak on how we continue to address one of our county's most pressing needs, talent. Alex?
Thank you, Amanda. As Amanda said, my name is Alex Bro. I am the Director of Work-Based Learning. With our Work-Based Learning initiative, we have reached over 5,000 students since its inception in 2018 by educating and connecting students to local careers through hands-on work-related experiences. Our Work-Based Learning initiative is a talent development strategy that provides students with real-life work experiences, where students can apply academic and technical skills to develop their employability. The Greater Naples Chamber's goal is to build and maintain a qualified, motivated, and diverse workforce, which is critical to the success of our local employers. This work is accomplished by blurring the lines between students, educational organizations, and local employers, and then connecting them through quality and meaningful work-based learning experiences, such as mock interviews, job shadowing, internships, and career fairs, also worksite tours and mentoring. All of these experiences are only possible with our strong community partnerships and collaborations like Collier County Public Schools, Future Ready Collier, and the Future Makers Coalition of Southwest Florida. Effective work-based learning programs provide a wide range of specific benefits to students, employers, educators, and the community. Students can benefit from work-based learning by establishing a clear connection between education and the workplace, and gaining opportunities to explore possible careers while enhancing skill development. Local employers can benefit from participating in our initiative by creating an ongoing talent pipeline for their future workforce, and also with internships, employers can increase productivity through short-term support, which is also an efficient way to test drive talent. This year, we have successfully connected students to internships and informational interviews and job shadowing experiences. Like many things in 2020, we were also forced to move our in-person activities with students to virtual opportunities. We conducted innovative virtual mentoring sessions, virtual guest speakers, and virtual mock interviews, and also an innovative virtual tech expo to connect high school students to local tech experts. With this virtual transition, it also allowed us to open the door for students with transportation limitations to access employers more easily. It also pushed us to strengthen our outreach with nonprofit partners who serve students and help enhance their career readiness programs. We are also currently working on our first employer video, which highlights a local employer and showcases their various career opportunities to students. Our goal is to do more of these videos to reveal our community's career pathways that are in high demand. We have had many success stories with our work-based learning connections, some of which you will hear today. One story in particular that I would like to share is of Abby Singh, a former Laley High School student and Youth Leadership Collier 2019 graduate who participated in our Mentor Mingles program after her YLC experience. Through this, she was paired with an LCF alumni mentor who shared insight into careers in aviation. She was then connected to one of our very own LCF alumni, Chris Rosansky, who is the executive director of the Naples Airport Authority, and hired Abby as a high school intern. Abby's internship led her to attending an aviation conference on the East Coast and to helping Chris with significant projects. Abby is now attending University of South Florida this year and returning home for summer to work at the airport part-time to further her understanding of airport administration. What an amazing experience for Abby and a great example of building talent pipelines. I won't be surprised if we see her running one of our airports very soon. If you have said or are aware that talent is a top priority for our local economy, then feel assured knowing that our chamber is on it. We work daily on a long-term investment strategy, leveraging the chamber and LCF relationships and bridging the gap to education to nurture and grow and retain Collier's future talent. We thank all of you who have invested your time and expertise to this initiative to help build a talent ecosystem together. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think it is now time to talk about but for the Leadership Collier Foundation. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am Dr. Asha Gul-Timur, Chair of the Leadership Collier Foundation Board of Advisors and a proud graduate of Leadership Collier, class of 2012. Of course, I'm from the best class. Vice Chair of 2016 and Class Chair of 2017. At this time, I would like to introduce you to some of business leaders and students who have benefited from the Leadership Collier Foundation's work this past year. I would first like to introduce you to Lisa Kahn-Allen, CEO of Lisa Kahn Design, current member of the Leadership Collier class of 2021, and a mentor for a Youth Leadership Collier participant. Lisa.
Thank you so much. I can't tell all of you how honored I am to be here today. Leadership Collier has taken me from being 100% focused on my own life, my own business, and my own circle of influence to a whole new perspective of awareness of our larger community. Through learning about all of our resources, our infrastructure, our government, our economy, our ecology, our history, our industry, just all of it, I have a whole new appreciation vision for the number of people with a driving passion to keep our community thriving, healthy, and vital. Once you see that, you actually can't go backward and just be focused on your own life again. The shift that I have experienced is really profound. I'm inspired to find new ways to plug in and really be part of things here. And as Gandhi said, to be the change that I want to see in the world. So several things that I've done. The first is to be part of the mentoring program. And I mentored a high school senior. I met her through the Youth Leadership Collier program. She's very artistic and potentially interested in interior design. So we spoke through a Zoom event that was hosted by the Chamber. And then I invited her to come and spend a day with me at my studio. I took her to meetings, I showed her some of the work that we had done, and I had her help me both in my interior design library and then with some of my social media postings. And so she could see how all of these things come together as a business owner and as a designer in our area. She was utterly magical, and she has a whole new perspective now for her future potential career. The second thing I've done is I reached out to the David Lawrence Center, which is one of Collier County's largest providers of mental and behavioral health, to offer pro bono design services for the new facility that they're going to be building. I have a deep knowledge of how to create healing environments and can help them utilize their resources to the very best advantage. I've also reached out to the Shelter for Abused Women and Children and to Youth Haven, and I'm plugging in to help both of these facilities because, again, healing environments are so important for the people that they serve. I find that organizations don't always have a master plan for how to spend their resources to improve their buildings over the years. And so things end up to be very piecemeal, which means that they're not that cohesive and not always that effective. So I can help. And with that, they'll end up with more effective spaces that are good for the people that they serve and for the people that work there. It's because of Leadership Collier that I decided to elevate my own community leadership through my business and through my engagement with future talent. When I applied for Leadership Collier, somehow on an intuitive level, I knew that I would find a way to build a stronger community through my own passion and talent, which is creating these healing sanctuary environments and spaces, because all of us need to better be able to build resilience in our own lives. And so I have. It will help the people and the organizations who live right here in our own backyard. And I feel so good about that. I could not have imagined how powerful this experience would be, both on a professional and a personal level. And honestly, I wish that I could give this experience to everyone that I know. Thank you.
Well, we thank you, Lisa. What a great experience and what a great reflection for all of us. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and insights with us. Now we will hear from Michelle Borders, owner of Naples Network Services, graduate of Leadership Collier, class of 2014, and a recent internship provider. Michelle.
Thank you. I too am very honored to be here. For many years, I never really knew what a leader was. I thought it was a teacher or a coach or a boss or a president, someone with authority that told you what to do and how to do it. Little did I know, until I went through Leadership Collier, what a leader really was. While attending Associate Leadership Collier, I noticed my classmates were all very engaged in the community, volunteering their time and talent to make a difference. That was something I wanted to grow in my life. But it wasn't until I went through Leadership Collier, experiencing and learning all about the community, going around the county month after month, that I saw how much leadership is really needed. As time went on, it seemed that those who were volunteering to engage were the best people I could ever meet. It seemed the point was to educate us and open our eyes so we could help to lead. And the more opportunities I signed up for, and the more I got involved in the community, the better I felt about myself as a leader and the future of Collier County. It started with being a mentor for Champions for Learning in 2012, then mentoring through Grace Place and FGCU, then interviewing students for the Youth Leadership Collier program, then participating in mock high school interviews, helping the community one kid at a time. To connect the dots, I'd like to refer to a TED Talk on leadership by Peter Anderton, where he states, great leadership comes down to two ideas. First, it's not about you. It's about everyone else. And in other words, the best leaders create more leaders. Case in point, Rachel Gonzalez, my first intern that we hired through the connections of the Leadership Collier Foundation. We hired Rachel to work on our website when she was still attending Lorenzo Walker High School. Rachel was a virtual intern, and I was happy to provide her with real work experience. When Rachel first began, the one point I stressed was to be responsive and reliable. We called Rachel for help all through high school and continued to use her through college. My son's company, Rocky Mountain Transportation in Houston, Texas, also continued to work with her for website help. Rachel turned out to be the whole package as an intern. And as Rachel is interested in working in the technology field, I introduced her to other tech companies in the area that I thought could offer her additional opportunities. They felt the same that I did about her talent and future, and they supported me in building her up and helping her reach her goals. More opportunities have come her way as a result of these connections. To quote Peter's TED Talk again, he states, leadership rule number 2 is it's only about you. In other words, be the change you want to see in the world. When I interview students for Youth Leadership Collier program and I see that they're already making a difference in the community, I tell them they are light years ahead of me because I learned that lesson later in life. And I can't close today without sharing one last passion of mine that I became involved with. That I became involved with during COVID with a county-wide mental health initiative called the Collier Coalition for Our Healthy Minds. The focus of this group is on breaking the stigma of discussing mental illness. And the biggest and most challenging contribution I made was sharing my family story and dealing with mental health challenges, which inspired another member to share her family story, which will inspire others to do the same, and in turn make an impact on our community in connecting and sharing resources for all. I thank the Leadership Collier Foundation for continuing to teach us leadership isn't about someone in authority telling others what to do. Leadership is about engaging and making a difference for others, and together we will help make Collier County a better place. And now it is my honor and privilege to introduce our intern, Rachel Gonzalez.
Hi. Thank you. I couldn't have asked for a better introduction. I'll get started. I have never been the type to be afraid to dive in headfirst into something. However, sometimes I feel like I underestimated how daunting some tasks can be. When I first started interning for Miss Borders, I was very confident in my abilities in building websites, maybe just a little too much. Seeing as I was very quickly humbled when it took me about 30 minutes and many training videos just to figure out one of my first tasks pertaining to file storage. That sort of humbling experience is exactly what I needed, as it showed me that the classroom learning and the real world experience are completely different beasts to tackle. Internships and even just job shadowings are such a vital part in preparing for a career field, and it seems to be harder to land one than it should be, at least from a student's perspective, as many positions are found through networking. It was my high school guidance counselor, Miss Lamley, who connected me to this internship, and it was Miss Lamley who was educated on this opportunity through the chamber. Many kids are hard workers, but simply don't know who to connect with, and many are left to struggle more than their peers who do. I've seen this a lot, especially with first-generation students who hardly have family here, much less friends. I've also seen how mentorship programs do a great job at leveling the playing field and in making sure that kids live up to their potential and go on to be extremely valuable parts of our society. Although I've never had an official mentor program through any sort of program, I have seen what a positive effect it has on them, some even keeping in contact with their mentors 3 years after graduating. Had it not been for this internship experience that I have right now, I believe I would be light years behind where I am now. Ms. Borders has helped me tremendously in transitioning into the professional world in such a kind and understanding way. It makes me want to be able to do the same when I'm years down the line, when I'm more established and have significantly more experience. I now know what technologies I need to learn to keep up in the industry, and I have made incredible professional connections with whom I can reach out for advice, and who can connect me with if they can. I am so grateful that here in Collier County we have such a kind and well-rounded community of professionals willing to lead and transition students to become leaders themselves.
Wow, thank you both. Thank you so much for sharing your experience again with us. Now, finally, I am pleased to have introduced you to Alexander, a current class member of Youth Leadership Collier and high school senior, who will be sharing his community leadership experience with us. Alexander, screen is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander, and I have been a Youth Leadership Collier participant from 2020 through 2021. I will tell you that out of my 4 years of high school, I have never been part of a program as beneficial and eye-opening as the Youth Leadership Collier Foundation. When I was first accepted into this program, I was proud to be a part of it, but in no way did I truly understand what it meant to be in an environment that was truly oriented towards serving our community. Even in the weekend retreat of my YLC experience, in which as a group we conducted numerous team building exercises, I very quickly realized that I was among a group of like-minded people, a group of individuals who are motivated to lead and to serve a greater cause. Not only did this excite me, but it also motivated me to learn how to utilize my leadership qualities outside of my high school and in my local community. Youth Leadership Collier did more than I could ever have expected in providing me with the experiences to help me feel confident in my ability to make an impact on our incredible community. Each session was different from the next and incredibly insightful. From learning of the importance of arts in our community to learning of the revolutionary technologies that Arthrex utilizes to improve the quality of life, there was never a session in which I did not learn something new regarding Collier County. In particular, I found myself fascinated with Collier County's Sheriff's Office and other local businesses that were oriented towards serving the community, making me more confident that my future career lies in that of serving my country or that of the community. This realization of mine is what also motivated me to take part of the newly formed YLC philanthropic project in coordination with the Community Foundation of Collier County. As a brief overview of this project, our class was given the opportunity to provide a grant of $10,000 to an organization or organizations carrying out a mission our class felt passionate about. In initially hearing and volunteering for this leadership project, I was excited but also pretty nervous to take part in this opportunity. Being given this opportunity was so fascinating to me, but at the same time, I felt a huge sense of responsibility. In all honesty, it was nerve-wracking to know that I had the power to make some real change in my own backyard. However, this responsibility helped me see the value in what I was partaking in, understanding one component of what it means to make a difference. As we began the project, our class first read the Collier County Community Needs and Assets Assessment. We then decided on the top 3 areas where we wanted to make a difference. We decided on the area of career exploration for middle school students, the area of housing and or homelessness for families or essential workers or the elderly, in the area of food and hunger for early childhood and elementary age children. From there, the Community Foundation put out a grant opportunity and vetted applications to assure they met the parameters we set. I then served on the Leadership Council that reviewed and scored each application, then made the final selections on which mission and which project to fund. This grant provided me with a tremendous opportunity, making it so important to prioritize which organizations and missions to fund. Choosing 3 of the 7 organizations to invest in became increasingly difficult as I read through each application. But after carefully evaluating each of the grant proposals, reviewing their mission, finances, and proposed project work, we selected the Greatest Place for Children and Families, the Pathways Early Education Center, and Junior Achievement. All of their specific project work went to support providing food to students in need and career exploration opportunities. These 3 organizations made it clear in their proposals that they were prepared to meet the needs our class had decided to support and could bring real change to our community with the money we could give them. This experience was so fulfilling to me as I felt so happy to be able to give back in ways that could directly help those who are less fortunate. Even more so, this project became a huge learning experience for me. I realized the power of being a community leader, including engaging in the needs with my time, giving back, and how being selfless can have such a wide impact on the community. Partaking in this project also gave me insight into the struggle of the people in our community and the challenges that people face in their effort to give back to those in need. However, the most important value I took away from this project was the ability of philanthropy to bring a community together. While it is certain that an individual can give back in their own way, I now know that it truly takes a community to give back to a community. Because of Youth Leadership Collier, I know not only that I want to build my future career here and have the understanding and resources to do so, but how community leadership and engagement can instill selflessness and compassion. And these values can be contagious for all in building a better Collier County. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Isn't that wonderful to hear about all these testimonials about how great our program is and how much we are impacting the change and making a difference in Collier County? This is wonderful. So I guess we are at the end of our program for quick closing remarks. First of all, of course, thank you to all of the partners on this call today who engage in making this work possible. We would not just do it, a few of us getting together and doing this program. This is a community-wide initiative under the Greater Naples Chamber and Leadership Collier Foundation. So it's everybody's hard work today. So you have seen the impact that our Leadership Collier Foundation is making, and we want to thank all of you for your support in allowing us to continue this work, and we look forward to all of the growth that is ahead. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening. For the last things, I'm going to turn the microphone to Amanda or maybe Garrett.
You covered it perfectly, Dr. Timur. I just want to thank everybody again for their partnership with the Leadership Collier Foundation and the Chamber. Thank you so much.
Couldn't close it any better. Nice job. Thanks everybody for giving us your time this afternoon, and congratulations to the students and everybody that participated on the panel. It's an honor to be associated with each and every one of you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.